is it a bit rich for states and countries pushing higher taxes on the rich to assume they'll get much more dough from the rich after they do? History suggests just the opposite. Tax watchdog Gretchen Hamel here. Gretchen, I can't blame these guys, for wanting to go elsewhere when just the cost of being where they are gets as prohibitive as it's become.
Absolutely, and this is, a case where we see higher taxes being counterproductive and end up costing states and costing countries billions of dollars because you have these high wealth, high profile individuals who just decide to leave. But also Americans make these decisions every day too. They make decisions about where they spend their money, if their taxes go up. But like Art Laffer and Stephen Moorsall, between 1998 and 2007, 1,100 people daily, day in and day out, 360 days a year, left high-income tax states to go to low-income tax states. And that shows that people vote with their feet.
Well, California's experienced that. I remember covering that a few years ago when they started having this wealth flight of upper-income Californians who simply moved next door to a much lower tax state of Nevada. Not that Nevada is firing on all cylinders, but the bottom line was that it says a lot about the well-to-do or even those slightly better off than others, that when they're taxed to the hill, they'll move to the hills. And it's a global trend here. What are we to make of it?
Well, I think it's something that we need to take into consideration as we're about to head into basically 4 months of long fiscal debate here on Capitol Hill when it comes to the budget, when it comes to the sequester and continuing resolution. The president has made it clear that he wants a balanced approach and that he wants taxes to be on the table.
But it's not a balanced approach. It's not balanced.
It's not balanced at all. But we need to take this into consideration, that we've raised taxes once. Everyone is seeing less money in their paycheck, right. And now we're going to ask people to go and pay even more money. These companies are going to start looking for other places to move to. And that's why we've seen a lot of companies move overseas, not just to move over to other states, but move overseas because of the cost of doing business here, because of regulations, and because of taxes. It's just not conducive, and we need to create an environment where the economy can thrive and that where we get to the root of the problem here. And the root of the problem is spending. Spending has become a drag on the economy, and spending is becoming a drag on businesses and individuals who want to succeed here in the U.S.
By the way, Gerard Depardieu could go anywhere he wants. I'd say France is lucky now not to have him. But my point with a lot of this stuff, full disclosure here, my taxes went up. I generally was prepared for that. I know elections have consequences. Taxes on the upper income were one of those, and I accepted it. I didn't like it. I accepted it. But I would have been better with it if I knew there was a corresponding zeal to cut spending. In other words, for the extra taxes I'm giving and paying, there is a resolve to cut the waste and abuse in government spending, and I don't see that quid pro quo. So I feel like I'm doubly screwed. That it is one thing, to fund this nonsense, but then to get a bill to fund more of it is doubly insulting.
And the American people are just that same mindset. We released a poll just last week that said, over 70% of Americans believe that the government is spending too much money. They don't even believe that these tax dollars are going to the problem.
And when the president doesn't even bring it up in his inaugural address, even in the broadest of terms, my argument is that it's not even on the agenda. So when it's not on the agenda, now maybe it'll come up in the State of the Union next month. But man, I'm not encouraged, Gretchen.
I'm not encouraged either, but I think right now we're at a tipping point. $16.4 trillion in debt. We have an opportunity here. We all need to be holding our members accountable and letting them know that talk is cheap and that we cannot continue on this path because our economy and our future and our generation can't afford it.
All right, maybe your generation, but I'm just caring about mine. Yours is kind of on its own.
It's all about you, of course.
Yeah, it is
but
all
what
about
me?
Well, you defend for yourself. Gretchen, thank you very much. Good seeing you again.